Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 1990 Nissan POW. Up front is a 1.0 liter inline 4, and down below is a 3-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Nissan POW today because this car has been on my bucket list for a very long time. It is an adorable little car imported from Japan to here, the United States. Thank you to Tiki Bunny Imports. And it's just such a joyous car. And so today we're going to be taking a look at what makes this car special and why it's the happiest little car on earth. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 1 liter under the hood. Well, two things are interesting about it. First of all, it's pulled from the Nissan March/Nissan Micra, so it wasn't a new engine for the POW. The POW was made in really low production numbers, about 30,000 over 3 years, which all things considered is a relatively limited run. Although they're not impossible to find, there aren't that many out there. So Nissan shared a lot of the underpinnings with their other economy cars, the Micra and the March, which is basically the same car, just sold in different markets. The other thing is the fact that it is a 1 liter, meaning that this is not eligible for the K car requirements, so it's not beholden to K car requirements, so it can be a little bit bigger because of that engine. It's still a small compact, and there were other tax incentives with that, but this is not a K car, although some people still call it one. Like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission. However, you can find them in manual. They would be a 5-speed, which is pretty neat. This is the automatic. It's doing a fantastic job here today, and I don't think it really ruins the driving experience. I'm not trying to carve a canyon or set down lap times, and although I enjoy driving stick shift, I think for a car like this, it isn't completely necessary. So if you're looking to import one and you can only find autos, I think that's okay. Last but not least, the POW is front-wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the Nissan POW? Well, the ride's a little bit harsh. It's a small economy car or economy-based car, so don't expect it to ride like a Rolls Royce or anything like that. It's a fine driving experience. But when driving around, everyone is going to stare at you, everyone is going to smile and wave, and that's one of the coolest parts of this car. It's just a jolly, joyful automobile, and you feel that while driving. And we'll talk about that with the interior colors and the final thoughts. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a giant circular gauge cluster. We have the speedometer up at the top, coolant temperature and fuel down below, along with our warning lights. This is where you really start to notice that this car is trying to mimic a 1950s automobile. On the steering wheel, we don't have anything. We have big stalks for the headlights, turn signals, and wipers, but that's it. Off to the right, I do have defrost and our roof opens. So this does have a big canvas roof up at the top. Absolutely love that. So cool, and really helps out that 1950s vibe. We do get a climate vent down below, and then on the door, we do have a cup holder. It fails the big friggin' bottle test. We don't even need to test it, and I don't want to even try to put the bottle in it. It's gonna break it. It's very delicate. It's 30 years old, 35 years old actually. But I love that they gave you these little tiny cup holders for like a Red Bull can or a coffee can, which is really unique. Still a fail. Then we have the latch to get in and out and manual windows. And moving into the center, we have 2 more climate control vents, and the climate controls, again, really inspired by the 1950s. The sort of plasticky, chunky knobs at the end, the brushed steel looking fascia, all of this lovely. And down below, we do have an aftermarket radio. However, the owner actually has the original radio in the trunk. So this is what the original radio looks like, which I love. Again, a very retro theme, and I think that's the coolest thing in the whole wide world. I love that. Then we do have a little ashtray and the shifter. The shifter is the same color as the dashboard and steering wheel. Really like that continuity. Parking brake and the seats. The seats are a fun leather, again, retro styled seats. Although I love 90s seats, I think these are really cute and adorable, and I think they really work well in a POW like this. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, time to play everyone's favorite game show. Will Zack cram in the back? I will try my bestest. Let's go. Now, I am fully aware that I am not Japan's target market of when they were planning this vehicle. Oh. Okay. So we're in the back of the Nissan POW as a car drives past. God, even a Buick Encore seems so large compared to this thing. Couple of things to know. First of all, I fit back here. With the seat, I'm not going to move it back because I don't think I have controls to move it forward again, and I don't want to trap myself in the back of a Nissan POW. I fit back here. The seats are still comfortable. They're made of the same material. They still look retro and fun. I also get these awesome side windows that you can kind of vent out. Very 1950s. The owner said that every time she takes it to a show, someone says, "Is that a Fiat?" She has to go, "No, it's a Nissan." And these windows, this style of windows, very European, so I understand people's confusion. Very, very cool. We get to enjoy the roof back here as well. And there are these little buckled seat back pockets behind the seats. Really, really cool to see all of that. Really fun spot to be in. I'm not sure many people this side of the pond have been in the back of a Nissan POW, so here it is, if you've ever been curious. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the weird trunk/tailgate, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so this might be a little bit hard to do one-handed, but I'm gonna try my best. Pop this up like this, and these struts don't really want to stay up. But then, come down here, pull this in, and it is a tailgate. So, it actually has rear glass and a tailgate, kind of like, I don't know, like a modern day BMW X3 or something like that. Very, very cool to see. That is the original radio that we mentioned earlier. It lives back here, and as you can see, we get this very, very thin rubber matting. No amenities back here or anything like that. You do get a spare tire, which is very cool, but that's the back of a Nissan POW. I never knew that these had a tailgate. I just assumed that they were hatchbacks and called it a day, but no. It's actually a tailgate vehicle. Very cool, and we do get a little tailgate instruction there. If only I could read it. If anyone would like to translate it, be my guest. So, up like that. There we go. That's the back of the Nissan.
Okay. Are you saying POW?
Now we gotta talk about the looks. And I don't even know if I want to say it's the best part of this car because there's so many good parts of this car. But it's amazing. This car looks fantastic, and again, the whole vehicle was styled to look like a 1950s European car, but it came out of Japan in the late 80s/early 90s. And I love that they did something like that. The first thing I said when I walked up to this car this morning is, "Oh my God, it's adorable." And I still hold that feeling. This is the cutest little thing that you'll see today. And I love it, love it, love it. I love the wheels. I love the color. I love the top. I love it all. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a Nissan POW? Finally, does it live up to the hype? Well, in short, yes. Couple of things. First of all, I love this era of Japan. In the early 90s and really throughout the 90s, we saw a lot of throwback vehicles from Japan. Now, we saw this in America in the 2000s, like the Plymouth Prowler, the Thunderbird, PT Cruiser, HHR, vehicles like that. They all kind of had this like throwback to the 1930s-ish styling. Japan did that in the 90s. We had vehicles like this, but there was also the S-Car Go. There was also the Nissan Figaro, which might be the most 50s looking of the bunch. And Subaru was even doing throwback versions of their K-Vans to make them look old-fashioned. It was a big trend. And so this is one of them. They wanted it to feel that nostalgia. Japan didn't really have an auto industry before World War II. So their auto industry really started in the late 40s, early 50s, and that's the kind of style that they wanted to mimic with this. Those early years of motoring, 2 decades of growth and engineering and just some amazing tech, that's what this car was meant to mimic, and I think they do it really well. Driving a Nissan POW here in 2025, it's a fantastic experience because there are no negative qualities about it. What I mean by that is that it's not loud. It's not fast. And with that comes a different kind of driving mentality. This is a Sunday cruiser that you could bring to shows, and it's gonna put a smile on people's faces. My favorite review is a Nissan R32 GTR. I think it's one of the best cars ever made, but it's loud and it's very fast. And coming home at 1 a.m., you're probably going to wake up some neighbors and they're going to be angry with you. That's not going to happen in the Nissan POW. For the same reason that I love my 1931 Ford Model A. Everyone's happy to see it. No one's bothered by it. It's the same here with the POW. It's just a smile generator. I had to ask the owner, Sarah, if her face hurts from smiling all the time while driving it. And she said yes. Yes, it does. It starts to actually become painful how much joy this vehicle brings you. This doesn't have angry, aggressive looks to it. It's soft and supple. It looks like it will sit and listen to you talk and yap about your day. It's almost a little green automotive therapist going, and how did that make you feel? Well, I don't think that was fair to you. It's the best. It's so happy. That's the biggest thing. It's just a happy little car, and driving it around, you get to experience that. People wave and smile and take pictures, but for all the right reasons. Not because you're obnoxious, not to be posted on some Blue Sky or Twitter account saying, oh, look at this a-hole. No, this is going to get posted on social media saying, hey, look at this cute little thing. I love that. I love that wholeheartedly. It's such a joyous, joyous automobile, and it proves that you don't have to go fast. You don't have to shatter lap records in order to have a fun car. You don't have to push it 10 tenths. I drove this thing in automatic the whole time, going under the speed limit, and my grin has been ear to ear. And that's the strength of the Nissan POW. This is a special little car built by special people during a special era, and you feel that every single kilometer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Sarah for letting me borrow her Nissan POW for today's video. What a fantastic automobile. Huge thank you to her and for her accommodating my crazy schedule. We agreed on about 3 different filming times and we were able to nail one down. I appreciate that. Also, huge thank you to Tiki Bunny Imports, not only for importing this car, but for connecting the dots. And Tyler, the owner of Tiki Bunny Imports, introduced me to Sarah, so he helped make this video possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.